Okay, so hi everyone. Welcome to our presentation, which is an app concept called SoundBae to help you find your musical match. So the question that really drove this idea and our project, a couple of questions, was how can I find new up-and-coming artists that are performing in my area, as well as fellow fans to go to those shows with? So we came up with SoundBae, which my teammate Brennan will walk through the app concept.
So like Sabrina mentioned, our app is designed not only to connect the logged in user to new bands, but also to other fans. Live music is inherently social, so we wanted to make that a primary focus of our app. When a user logs into the app with their Spotify account, they can set their concert area zip code as well as a radius of how far they're willing to travel. From there, they can either find bands or fans near them to swipe through. Bands will populate based on the logged in user's listener data from Spotify, as well as their geographic location. The user can then preview one of the artist's songs, see their upcoming concerts, and match with the band to add the concert to their calendar. Similarly, fans will populate based on shared music taste or concert interest. When a fan matches with another fan, they can message each other in the app to set up plans to attend a concert together.
All right, so you can move to the other slide, Sabrina. Our initial process was to gather the necessary data to utilize the APIs of Spotify, Chartmetric, and Songkick. We use Spotify for the artist info, Chartmetric for the listener count and interaction data, and Songkick for the show data. We use related artist data to gather raw artist data, which would then be filtered down to only include artists with monthly listeners below 300,000. This number was a calculated guess that was picked for the purposes of this project, but in production, we will have to do more research to refine this number to a value that we feel more accurately represents the profile of an up-and-coming artist. So neither Spotify nor Chartmetric had endpoint data for overall monthly listeners, even though they both display that info on their platforms. Chartmetric only had listeners per city, monthly listeners per city, rather than overall. So this would be something to look into in the future. And finally, although we were unable to gain access to the Songkick API in time, we would use the API from Songkick to pull the venue and upcoming events data, and then merge this data to our filtered list of up-and-coming artists to produce a result of up-and-coming shows for said artists. That's it for me. We picked sorry, I was going to say, we picked 3 artists as an example. So we picked an artist, Arca, and so few of the related artists are Sega, Bodega, Earth Eater, Cuckoo Chloe. So going with Sega, Bodega, we can see the monthly listeners, and then on Songkick, we can kind of find that they have a upcoming show in Brooklyn in, I guess, 2-3 days. All right, that's it.
Yeah, so we saw, a number of strengths and value points to SoundBae that would make it a viable product. Just starting, with value to music lovers. This would be a platform that would highlight smaller artists and put them in the spotlight in music discovery. It would also help these users that are fans looking for new concert experiences outside of just their regular listening pool. It would also allow them to connect and create community around these artists they're discovering. And especially, if you're discovering a new artist, might even want to go to see their show, but other people in your immediate network might not know them. So if you can connect virtually with fans that do also know that artist, now you have a song buddy, a concert buddy, and might likely to attend. Financially, we saw this app, possibly being ad supported, but also could possibly create partnerships with ticketing platforms in exchange for promoting these events and pushing fans to attend these concerts. As well as over time, we could develop a database of very valuable data, including geographic fan distribution, artist similarities of fans like this have also liked this, genre tastes, etc., that we could be selling to other companies and even artists. We do acknowledge a few weaknesses and limitations. You're asking users to adopt a brand new app, which is always a hurdle. as well as possible limited usability in areas that are concert deserts, just small markets, as well as we mentioned, we need to delve a bit deeper into what our threshold for a smaller up-and-coming artist will be.
All right, I'm gonna have to stop you there.
Yeah, and that is our presentation, actually, so thank you.
Yeah, great timing. We now have 3 minutes to take questions from the judges.
Yes, good presentation. Thanks a lot. I have a question in terms of, I mean, you want to build an app that is very dependent on network effects. The more users there are available, the more valuable the app becomes and the experience becomes. The more more inspirations you can get. What are your thoughts about user growth and user acquisitions for the app? Have you had any thoughts about that?
Well, I think, with network effects, you have twofold. You need to create that network, but of course, as it is something, that is helped by users, there is that incentive, I'd maybe say, for the fans to share that app with their friends. Like, I'm having this interesting experience, and sharing it. And also the fact that the app is kind of twofold. It's both matching you with fans, but also with music. I think, if anything, while that network develops, can bolster it in that one, on that other end to attract that initial network as it then develops and grows and becomes like, that second, value point to it.
All right, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I had one question. Perhaps I got that wrong, but I just wanted to get the confirmation from you. Are you focusing only on small artists or all artists?
I don't know if someone on my team wants to take the mic.
Sure, I'll grab it. So we are focusing specifically on like medium to small sized artists. Like Sabrina mentioned, we kind of had some trouble properly defining what that number could be to determine what constitutes a medium and small sized artist. But what we were kind of viewing is that those artists are the ones that need more attention and marketing to get people to these shows than, say, like The Weeknd or an Ariana Grande, who will already have these fan communities established, who will already have sold out shows and things. So it's more focused on those small artists who are trying to get new people who might not know them otherwise into these venues.
Thanks.
We have enough time for one more question.
Hey there, great presentation. So just a question, in terms of the focus, would it be on is the main goal connecting fans and bands? Do you see that as your top goal, or is it growing the bands and the fans separately? Just curious of what the main goal of the app is.
I mean, I think that they're both very intertwined and lend themselves to each other, but I think maybe the primary goal is that show discovery. Again, the main idea being that it's helping you find new shows and performers around you that will fit your listening taste. But as well as, you think a strong driver is then that social component of similar fans of those artists, especially, to go to shows together, but even just to communicate and, connect, on a friendship level and create relationships.